Hello, ghouls and ghosties, and welcome to a Wednesday video. I'm finally giving you guys a bonus video this week. I'm so excited. I've talked about this for how many weeks now? How many haunt hunts have we been through where I've said like, I want to do an extra video? Here we are. I'm finally doing one. And actually, fun fact, side note, shocker, Jack doing a side note. I did a short, like a TikTok, but the YouTube version, so a short, yesterday, and it was the Trader Joe's fall collection. I went to Trader Joe's yesterday with Ryan, and Trader Joe's had like totally just blown up with fall items. Fall baking stuff, fall pumpkins, fall cards. Their cards are 99 cents, and they're like pieces of art, which is crazy. Fall body butter, like all kinds of fall stuff. And I made a short out of it, so that's like a minute long. It's the last thing I uploaded, so if you're interested in that, I guess you get 2 bonuses this week. Anyways, today we're gonna be kind of like completing the 2022 decorating because I, with Ryan, am going to be putting up the 24 feet of fun, also known as the 12-foot mummy and the 12-foot skeleton. And yes, I did decide to name him mummy. I know I say it in the video that you're about to see, but it is a nod to when SpongeBob and Patrick see, I think it's Man Ray in SpongeBob SquarePants, and they're like mama. That's what it's a nod to. I said it in like the decorating video, just like for some reason it just came to me, and then I stuck with it because I didn't have a name for him still, so he's mummy. Yeah. Okay. So today's video is me and Ryan, like I said, putting up the 12 footers, the 24 feet of fun. We're gonna fast motion go through us actually putting them together. I think I'm gonna do some voiceover where I just like chit chat with you guys, since you did already see fast motion of me putting up the mummy this year. I'm gonna chit chat with you guys. I'm gonna talk about some similarities and differences. We might just talk about some like fun Halloween fall stuff. Then I'm gonna show them side by side during the day. I'm gonna show them side by side in the dusk, right? Dusk is the night one. During dusk. And then I'm gonna show you them side by side at night, all lit up. I have a projector that puts like red like lights all over Skelly. And then we're gonna come back here, and I think I'm just gonna like close her off, talk about some comparisons of the two, pick a favorite, which I can't do, sorry. But let's put them up and finish my 2022 outdoor spooky Halloween decor. Of course, step 1 is getting out all of the pieces of Skelly. Skelly is in a Christmas tree storage bag in the garage. He is not in his box anymore. I actually didn't even bring his box home from Home Depot last year because it was just so big. And we were using my mom's SUV, and still, Skelly's box didn't fit in. Luckily for the mummy, all his pieces are still in a box, so I can easily bring him out. I just need the wheelbarrow because it's pretty big and kinda heavy. At this point, I thought that I had all of Skelly's parts out, but we will find out in a little bit that I was missing a few. So, to do our first comparison, the frames of the bottom of these two guys are quite different sizes. Skelly's is way bigger than the mummy's. Okay, so I moved the camera so you guys can see because we're doing Skelly first. Then we will move on to mummy. And very fitting, I have my pumpkin blend cider from down east. This is not sponsored, but I really wish it was because it's amazing. And I'm in a flannel because it's a little cooler today than it's been lately.
It's so nice.
It's getting a little warmer right now because of the sun, but
it's on my watch.
as long as the sun stays away, we're good.
And I have a Diet Coke. I will have a beer later. But I need a Diet Coke right now.
So we're gonna do Skelly first. Once again, it's gonna be like fast motion and some voiceover. And yeah, because it just take way too long if you watch the whole thing. So we're gonna start. I don't know where the instructions are, so we're gonna start by winging it. And if I can't figure it out, then we'll look up some instructions.
That's something we should say.
Well, I haven't. Alrighty, well I suppose we should start putting them together. We start off with the feet, of course, and luckily for Skelly, his pieces all have letters on them and they go alphabetical, so like the feet have A, the leg pieces that go on next have B. The frame, on the other hand, the letters weren't matching up and I was getting really confused, and it seemed like we were missing a piece, and sure enough, I noticed quite quickly that something's missing, and I also noticed I need the instructions. Much better. It always helps to have like every piece. That can help.
instructions.
Yeah, that can help.
Now that we had the actual leg framing pieces, it was much more obvious how it went, and it also was very reminiscent of last year. Everything was just kind of coming together, and I was starting to remember how he worked. So the two leg pieces connect, and then you put on the pelvis, which is quite heavy, plus you have to lift it over your head, and I am 6 feet, and still I had to lift it over my head, so it's quite difficult to do as one person. You also have to nail it down once the pelvis is on, or he is absolutely gonna timber. Now we are reaching the point where you are actually supposed to lay down the body, of course right after I just pounded him into the ground, but you're supposed to lay it down to give you much easier access to putting on the rib cage and the head and the tops of the arms. He didn't seem high enough, so I actually grabbed the box from my new set of Home Depot Pumpkinhead twins, which I know I haven't showed in a haul Halloween yet, but I actually just got them the other day and I'm so excited. I do have the twins from last year, so now I have quadruplets and they are so cute and I just love them. They also to me were quite a good price. You get 2 animatronics for only $90. Now that the head is on, he is really coming together. All we have left is the ends of his arms, and then we will have to pound him back into the ground, but it's so exciting to finally put him back up. I have missed him so bad. I'm gonna have to shut the camera off here so I can use the ladder to put on the ends of his arms and fasten in his shoulders, but here's what he looks like now. Time for Mummy. So we've kind
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, we've kind of stuck with the name Mummy. It's a reference to SpongeBob, where they see Man Ray and they go Mama. Man Ray, it is.
Yeah.
Man Ray. Yeah. So
It's a
niche
SpongeBob
reference,
big
but of
surprise.
course it's SpongeBob.
Okay.
Now on to putting up Mummy. So the skeleton only took us about like 45 minutes, I would say. It really didn't take that long, and it would have been even faster if I had just brought the instructions out and had every piece right away. It's quite a different box of items compared to the skeleton, since the skeleton you can really see what he's gonna look like and you can see his pieces right away, whereas the mummy, you can't really tell what you're putting up until he's almost done, because all he is wires, bars, and some clothing. The framing of his legs has this like foam layer wrapped around it, and honestly I don't remember if the instructions told you to leave it on or take it off, or if it said anything about it. I just don't know if they're supposed to be on there, but I am leaving them on because they are wrapped around the string of lights, and the lights have still went through as I've turned them on, and it just seems to keep the lights safe and better attached, so I'm leaving them on. I know that his pants look droopy right now, but do not worry, there is another bar that goes on higher up that you actually wrap the pants around. Like I said in the mummy review earlier in the month, a lot of people didn't do this or didn't notice you're supposed to because I don't think the instructions said you are, so I saw complaints online that his clothes droop and almost fall off. This is where the mummy gets a little bit trickier than Skelly, so you're supposed to put his shoulder part into the shirt before you even attach it, and also there is that chest frame that I told you I am quite nervous about because it just feels fragile, so he's balancing on the chest frame right now, which makes me nervous. We have to work the shirt over all of the pieces while it's on. This is me realizing that we forgot to put on the bar that holds the pants up, so we had to kind of split them in half and work it on. That's why Ryan is holding him by the shoulders right now, but it honestly wasn't too hard and we got it to work out. Then we pulled the pants up and pulled the shirt down, and all we had to do then was put his arms through the shirt sleeves, which is a little tricky, but it's not too bad. So here is what they both look like now. Okay, we're done putting them up now, and they look fantastic. So, my 24 feet of fun is up in the yard now. I currently have them, like you just saw, that's actually our backyard. I have them in the backyard because we have a fence as just like another border of like safety, privacy, and security. So for right now, they are in the backyard together, standing side by side. And I really love how it turned out with the projector on Skelly. I did it last year and I really liked it. And sure enough, again, this year, I really like it too. Since all he has is his eyes lighting up, I think it's cool to add like some kind of color and lighting to him. Once we get closer to Halloween, I am gonna move them to the front yard, which I'm sure at some point in a haunt hunt or Halloween or something, I will show you guys what they look like in the front yard, like super close to the house so you can really see the height, because like, dang, they look in the like second floor of the house. But I probably won't do that until like 2 weeks before Halloween, just because, I don't know. Luckily, with how our house is like laid out and like the trees in the backyard and front yard, where they are now, you can see them from the street that goes by the front of our house. And actually we have a street that goes by the back of the house. And my friend just drove by the back of the house today and he texted me and said like, oh, I saw that you have 2 of them now. And I was like, I do. So yeah, my 24 feet of fun is up. Comparison wise, now that I've done them both back to back, I think I would say the Mummy is a bit trickier to put up than Skelly. When I was just doing the Mummy, I was like, oh, he's just as easy or easier than Skelly. But now that I did them together, Skelly is a bit easier. I think like the clothing and the wiring just make the Mummy a bit harder. Neither of them are hard though. It's quite easy to put both of them up. Skelly, we ran into a few problems because I didn't have the instructions out. And then the Mummy, we ran into a problem. I don't know if I said it in the voiceover, but I had like the whole body put together. And then I realized like there's this middle bar that holds his pants up and I had just completely forgot to put it on. So we had to like yank his chest off of his pelvis and put that on. But otherwise, like, they're so easy. Like, neither of them are tricky to do. You do need like 2 people. Okay, so the instructions don't say this, but you could probably put both of them up with 1 person, but it's a good idea to have 2 people. I will also say put their heads on before you put them up, or else you're gonna need to like get into a 2nd story window or onto a deck to put their heads on because they get tall. And even our ladder, and I'm 6'2", on the ladder I could not have put their heads on without doing it while they're down or doing it on a deck. Also, one thing with Skelly is it says to put his entire arms, including the forearms, on while he's laying down on like that box that I had him on. Don't do that. There's not enough room for that. I don't know why it says that. Also, his arms aren't that high up. You just have to get on like a stool and you can just like put his arm on. And his arm, all you gotta do is you put it on, you like twist it to lock it in. I don't know why it wanted you to do that while he was laying down, but I would say don't do that. Another thing, learned this the hard way last year, always have like the anchors or whatever you want to call those in, because the wind, even on a non-windy day, will take them down. If they're not hammered and anchored in, not a good idea. Last year I was taking a picture with Skelly and I had to move him and I was like, oh, this is just gonna take like 15 minutes. I'm not gonna anchor him down because like we're on the side of the house with no wind and like it's just 15 minutes and whatever. And sure enough, he came tumbling down. He actually has like a crack on his jaw, unfortunately. So always anchor them down. Another thing, the instructions say for both of them, don't move them once they're standing. But as you saw, we did that with both of them. As long as you're very, very careful, I think you can. You can't blame me if one of them falls and breaks, so don't do it if you don't think you should. But we did, and it works fine as long as you're on like a flat surface and you're not going too far and you don't go too fast and you're really, really steady. It's not too hard to move them when they're standing, but once again, once you get them stopped, anchor them down. Otherwise, it's hard to compare like quality because Skelly's fully like blow mold plastic and the Mummy is all like potato sack and metal, but both of them are great quality. Neither of them look or feel cheaper than one another, and I still can't like pick a favorite between the two. They're just both so cool in their own ways, and of course they're like my 2 children. You can't pick favorite children. But the Mummy, I love how he lights up. Like I said in the Mummy video, I love how you can see like bones throughout his body when the lights flash. I love his face, how you can see the eyes light up because his head is hollow and there's like a light in there, so it shines shines like through his eyes. That's so cool. I wish Skelly had more lights, but like I wish that the mummy, and I still haven't got my mummy to move. There's like a cord in there. It's like a red cord. If you guys have a mummy, please help me out with this. There's a red cord in there that I'm pretty sure is like the movement cord. It supplies like power to whatever like makes him turn, but I can't figure out what you plug it into. So I'm gonna have to look that up. I know that he like turns, and at some point my mummy will be turning. By the time he's in the front yard, I need to figure out how he turns. I don't really care if he's not turning. That's not like a deal breaker for me. But at some point I need to figure out how to make him turn. So I'd say like the pros of the mummy: he lights up throughout his body, he makes noise, and he can move. The pros of Skelly: he feels sturdier with his like plastic coating. He's easier to put together. He has a bigger base, which makes it seem like he's more secure. And there are no pieces to him that feel fragile or that you're scared to handle. One downside with the mummy, like my only downside, which again, I think I said this in the mummy video that I did like 2 weeks ago, is that frame, his like chest frame, just feels so thin and breakable. And that's like the main thing for his chest lights. So you just have to be careful with it. It's not that bad. It's not a deal breaker once again, but that's the one piece that I just feel like is fragile and scares me. Anyways, they're both amazing. If you're considering either, I say yes to both. I do recommend this product. My review for both of them is 5 stars. There really are no cons to either of them at all. I love them, and I'm so happy to have both of them. Once again this year, I'm pretty sure they're both extremely hard to find. I've seen pictures of some Home Depots that have like 30 skeletons. Around our area, each of them got like 4 at the most, and of course they're all gone by the next day after they were put out. I hope you guys enjoyed this bonus video this week. I know it was like a little shorter probably than the Friday video coming out, which the Friday video is going to be the Haunt Hunt number 6, I think, that we're on. Super excited. I have some new stores we're going to. Really pumped to put that up. Love the Haunt Hunts. I'm gonna literally cry when decor hunting season's over. Home Goods is already like moving on to the next holiday, which makes me sad. We still got plenty of fun to have. It's only September. Coming up will be first week of October or the last Friday in September. I'm going to be doing my like Halloween fashion couture collection. We're going to do trying fall pumpkin beers, Ryan and I. We're going to be trying fall foods and candies. We're going to be going to a pumpkin patch, apple orchard corn maze that I think I'm going to do a vlog at. We are going to go to my favorite thing all year, which is the pumpkin walk at the Minnesota Zoo. Jack-o'-lanterns are all over the trees, all over this path. There's over 5,000 of them. It is the coolest thing ever, and I always film it and do like a little vlog, so I'm gonna do that. Tons of haunt hunts. More Halloweens are coming. As always, let me know what you guys do want to see that is fall or Halloween related, and I will definitely try to do them. And I will see you guys in 2 days on Friday. Goodbye.